This is Casey Ellert with Bass Sprawl Outdoors, and today we're out chasing smallmouth that are on their beds and kind of right in the middle of spawn. Mostly males are up right now. There's a few females coming up. The next week or two is going to be pretty crazy with the number of fish coming up on these shallow flats and on these beds. To make it simple, fishing for these bedding fish, I'm just using a drop shot with a 10 to 12 inch leader. I got a Swagger tungsten weight, a small little Berkeley hook, drop shot hook, and then I'm kind of mixing it up between a Erie darter type bait and then a Paul Crew custom drop shot minnow. Sometimes those fish, if they don't hit one, they'll hit the other one. If they don't hit either one of those, I have a fly on the deck and I'll throw the fly in there and kind of swim it real slow through the nest. How do you find these bedding fish? When you get to a lake, there's not going to be fish in all the spots. What I like to do is run my side imaging up and down the shore, take a big swath, and my one side I'm driving, I want to be able to hit the shore because sometimes the beds are real close. Sometimes they're out in that 5, 8, 10 feet of water, but I just scan, and if I see a big rock, I mark it. If I see a nest-shaped hole in the ground, I mark it. Anything like that I mark and I come back. Once you start finding things, you'll generally see areas that have the fish, and then you can go a long stretch where there's nothing, and then all of a sudden you find some stuff again. But the biggest key is rocks, and I'm not looking for like just a big patch of rock. I'm looking for a flat that has a big rock here, a big rock there, and a lot of times you'll find a smallmouth on every big rock on the flat. Once you find these areas, odds are the next year you're going to be able to pull up on those same spots and find fish. So put the homework in, scout, scan, find where these fish are at, and then the work the next year is a lot easier. You can just go out there and just whack the fish. Okay, so I found a flat that has a bunch of rock on it. When I'm standing up here with my glasses, sun shining, it's real easy to look out across here and see these dark patches. Almost every dark patch on this flat has a bed and at least one smallmouth, if not two, on it. I always like to cast to them before I get to them. If I'm not getting bit, I'll creep up to it with the trolling motor, and a lot of times they'll come off the bed and give their location away, and at least if you know they're there, it's easier to sit back and work them slow. Finding these is easy, and seeing these big dark patches is super easy when it's sunny out, but odds are you're going to be out there on the one day of the week you can get out, and the wind's going to blow, it's going to be cloudy, and it's going to make it just absolutely miserable to see anything. This Humminbird 360 is one of the best things you can put on your boat. They are your eyes under the water. You don't have to worry about a nice perfect day to see things. When you're out fishing deep, fishing shallow, it does not matter. Just use the 360. Watch the screen. I can see right now I got two rocks over here, a cluster here, two separate rocks over here. If that cloud cover takes over, one quick look here, I can put my cast right where they need to be. There we go. Okay, I just hit spot lock. That Ultrex is going to take over, let me fight the fish, and when I get done doing all this, I'm going to get back on the deck and I'll be right back where I was. So it's a number of things that make a successful trip in the spring when you're looking for these spawning smallmouth. you got to put the time in. You scan, you find the nests, you mark them, you pull up to them with the 360. If it's sunny out, you can just pull up there with your glasses and see them. You got to have the right presentation, light line, realistic looking lures, small short lures, so when these fish grab it, they have the hook in their mouth. You don't want a real long worm on there. A lot of times they'll just nip the back and you'll miss them. And you always want to be watching with your eyes, because a lot of times smallmouth will just come up on the flat and start swimming around. Sometimes you'll see them come from bed to bed, just cruising across the flat. But all of a sudden you'll see a shadow or a dark shape just going across there slow, and sometimes you can throw it in front of them and pick them off. You know, I'm shallow enough here where the talons would hold me, but the way the sun's shining, it's easy to work into the wind, and I don't want the boat moving sideways at all or anything like that. So it's easy just to hit the Ultrex, the spot lock, and then just hold me here. Now if I was going downwind, it'd be really easy to pin myself with the talons and get set up for the right cast. Okay, there I hit the talons because I saw a fish lift off the bed here. And if I would have hit the spot lock, that trolling motor would have made too much noise and scared that fish. So I quick put the talons down. And a lot of times I'm just shaking that drop shot. And when they hit it, you know it. There's no messing around. They grab it and basically set the hook themselves. Oh. It is great when a plan comes together. All the work that you put into it, the hours scanning, the hours learning a lake, the hours game planning for the lake, and then to go out there and just crush a smallmouth when it's going. It's great. Another thing to remember is once you catch a few fish, or every fish, is just to run your finger up your line, check your knot, make sure everything's good. You don't want to lose a trophy fish because you forgot to check your line. Okay, so the wind's picked up. Can't really see much, but I see some stuff come up here on the 360 in front of the boat. Once you get used to it, you can kind of cast and judge the distance. And then I just kind of shake it and bring it in until I feel the rocks in the bottom of the bed. Okay, there's a bed here. I'm going to stop the screen so we can get a screenshot and show you what was going on. I pulled up to a brand new area. It's got some dead wood on it, but I figured the bottom's hard and they might want to make some beds on that. And right away in the 360, I see a divot. There's a big circle. It's a no-brainer what it is. Threw the drop shot in there, hit the bottom, couple shakes, bam, nice smallmouth. Oh, it's a big one. Hooked great. Look at this bonus smallmouth, because I was watching the 360 and I saw a circle, which is a bed. Toss the drop shot over there, a couple shakes. Look what you got. Absolute bonus fish. You can see the divot right here. I put the cursor there when I was fighting that fish so we could look and see what it looked like. There's not much out here, it's just a flat. If you see a dark circular shape, it's a no-brainer what it is. Bonus smallmouth using the 360 on a flat. Shows you the bed, super easy. Usually, if you find one on a flat like this, there's gonna be more. It's not just a one fish deal. So now I'm gonna start looking a little harder. I'm gonna watch the 360 a little closer. I'm gonna cover some ground here and see if any more beds pop up. Now this flat's about, God, it looks like about 100 yards by 150 yards long. So I mean, it's a big area. You know, one way you could do it is just put the side imaging on big motor and just scan across here quick. But I see enough stuff with my eyes right here. I'm just gonna start picking at it. I'm gonna hit spot lock here. That bed's right over here. Wind's blowing. But I got the 360 showing me this stuff here. Oh, first cast in there, fish picked it up and had it. So I know they're there. Another bed found with the 360. It's directly in front of the boat. When I get in there, I'm just shaking it. And when it picks up, you can just tell a little bit of difference on the weight of your line and your bait and stuff. That fish hit that first time and got the worm off of there. Usually if they do that, if you keep casting to it, you're gonna get them to bite again. There he came back. "100% 360 showing me that bed in front of the boat." Another beautiful smallmouth. Wow, look at this one. Second big smallie off this flat. Using the 360 as I was driving across there. Unbelievable fish put in the boat because of the electronics. If you have them, use them. If you don't have them, seriously think about getting some. It is unbelievable what you can do with this if you trust them, use them, and know what to do. That's the bed we just pulled that big fish off. 5-pound plus smallie, all because we were driving, saw that circle, put a cast on it. It got our bait the first time. We put a new bait on, threw it in there, bam.